Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and we're back again with another episode of FTL. Today we're not playing with any mods in particular, although we are still using all of our graphical mods from our various people, which you can find in the description below, as well as Dry Eagle's gruesome mod, just in case, also available in the description below. Today's challenge run is going to be something a little bit different. We're trying the Sole Survivor challenge. So let's jump into our game here and we can take a little look at what we're going to be doing. We are going to be using the Federation Cruiser Type A for this challenge. We're going to rename this thing to the VSS Solitude, because that's what this is all about. And we're going to rename our NG first, because the NG is the one crew member we're going to be keeping for this challenge. The idea behind the Sole Survivor challenge is you take one crew at the beginning. If you have more crew than that, you get rid of them early on, so we're going to rename these guys to represent the fact they're going to be gone soon. So he is doomed. Yes, he is. Our Mantis is badly wounded, and our Rockman has been completely lost. So that's the idea behind this challenge. You have one crew. If you find any more crew at any point in the game, you have to get rid of them. You have to get rid of any starting crew to keep yourself down with only one. You can pick any ship you'd like, of course, but I find that probably the Federation Cruiser, or honestly the NG Cruiser, are probably the best choice for it. The Kestrel has nothing really to make it stand out in this case. Stealth Cruiser might be okay. You'd probably want to have someone on the engines in that ship, and you couldn't do that and have someone on the helm there. The Mantis Cruiser, you need boarding people, and that's not going to happen with only one crew. Same with the Slug Cruiser and the Crystal Cruisers. For your Zoltan Cruisers, you don't have the ability to keep those additional starting Zoltan, which means you have very little power at the start, which is probably not very good for you. And the Rock Cruiser, well, it's a Rock Cruiser. It's often heavily boarding based, and, well, Rock Cruiser. So we're going to be using the Federation Cruiser, like we said, for a couple different reasons. First of all, it gives you a variety of crew to start out with, so you can pick a different race if you want. You don't have to use necessarily the NG, you get the option of all kinds of different people. It also gives you a basically decent starting weapon, and you have the artillery beam. The artillery beam is a big boon for this, because you'll never be able to get anyone standing on the weapon systems. You'll never be able to charge up these weapons to fire any faster, but the artillery beam can always fire at its 20-second cooldown once you level it up to max level. So I'm hoping that this ship will actually be pretty tank once we get it leveled up. For the time being, we're going to jump right into this game and see what we can do. We are, of course, playing on normal, and hopefully we'll be able to wreak all kinds of havoc, even though we're only going to have one crew on board this ship. So, here we go. The data we carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet, of course. We'll need supplies for our journey, and we'll need to make sure we explore every sector we can before we move on to the next. We'll also need to get to the exit before those rebels can catch us. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, there's a tragic accident that happens just as we leave the hangar, and our doomed, wounded, and lost crew vanish into the ether, leaving none but our remnant to take the helm. This is definitely not a good situation for you, friend. You're going to want to power that thing up and get moving quickly. Otherwise, things are going to get very unhealthy for you very, very fast. We have a store right there, but that's not going to do us any good because we don't have any resources. We want to get level 2 shields up pronto, so we're going to try and see what we can do. There's a single ship at this beacon. They hail us, saying that they could really use some help because their FTL navigation is broken beyond repair. They ask us to give us some help to get to a nearby station so they can get some repairs, and we agree happily. They give us a piece of fuel as down payment and say they'll stay right behind us. And we'll see what you actually do, but I'm going to trust you for now because you're in a Federation ship. Hopefully that means you're trustworthy. What do we have over here? An especially well-armed pirate ship approaches us, saying, "Hand over one of your crew members and the rest of you can go free unharmed." Well, there's only one of us, so if we draw straws and send a crew member over to the slavers, that's literally game over. We're just going to say we never surrender one of our crew to slavers and fight these guys. They're probably going to absolutely trash us, but we're going to do our best to try and smash through their Zoltan shields and do some damage before we get completely destroyed. We're going to be counting on some luck here for this first basic laser shot to miss. Please miss. No, it did not miss, which means the mini beam takes out our oxygen and our helm, which is not ideal, but we should be able to repair that before too long, hopefully being able to hit them again before they destroy us completely. And here comes the mini beam again, and do probably 1 damage. No, we got lucky there. Go fix that oxygen room before you start suffocating. And we'll take out the rest of the Zoltan shields. Fantastic. Next shot goes into the weapons. Their systems should be significantly out of sync now, so they shouldn't really be able to do any damage to us. But we're going to make sure we hit them in the weapons to make sure we take away that opportunity. Burst laser in there, and do some damage. Fantastic. Their weapons are offline. Next shot goes into the shields to make sure they can't be blocking any more of our shots. But our artillery beam should be firing shortly, so that should also help us to take them out. Here goes the burst laser, and the artillery beam fires moments after. They surrender, offering us a slave as tribute. If we destroy them, they'll all die anyway. However, we're not allowed to take any more crew on, so surrender is not an option. And there goes the beam, frying out those fools. Excellent. The slave ship is destroyed. They won't continue their evil trade, however many lives were probably lost. We got 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 20 scrap, which is not bad for our beginning. We're going to head ourselves over to the med bay to get healed up here, because we don't want to be injured when we're the only person on board our ship. If we do take any damage, fires, breaches, whatnot, we're going to want to have lots of health to deal with it. So we're going to send ourselves back over to our helm and get ready to keep moving. So we're going to jump, where are we going to go this time? Let's jump over here maybe, and then we'll work our way up that way maybe. Let's take a look and see, what do we find up ahead? Level 2 shields are our priority at the moment. Here, what do we find? The nearby planet shows signs of habitation and great beauty. A rudimentary automated planetary defense system is looping its message into space, however, saying, "Warning, quarantine level 5 in effect under FHA Act 22, Article 11.2. Warning, quarantine level 5. So we're not going to go down there, no siree. Let's keep looking though, we want to find some more money, otherwise we're going to be hard pressed to make any progress here. What do we have here? We detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not yet firing, but we need to go in there and help them. Let's intervene and defend that outpost. The rebel responds to our threat, saying that they don't know who we are, but that no one defies the rebel fleet, and we'll see about that. They move in to engage with a pair of heavy lasers, which is quite a dangerous selection of armament, given that we don't actually have the ability to stop 2 lasers simultaneously. So hopefully they get unlucky and miss one of those shots. Yes, they did. Fantastic. Hit them in the weapons, please. Knock one of those burst lasers offline. Both burst lasers offline is good, too. I will happily take that. Next burst laser shot is going to go straight into their shields. We want to make heavy lasers. I don't know, I said burst lasers there. Next burst laser shot is going straight into their shields to make sure we can do some more damage, and then we're going to go for the helm to make sure they can't run away. There we go. Burst laser the helm. Now they're going to have a hard time getting anywhere. And then, before too long, these little guys are going to be in a lot of trouble. Also, it looks like we start to fire in shields, which is great for us. And we hit them in the helm to make sure they're not going anywhere. They got 2 health left. It's a matter of time now before we manage to get our 4th burst laser charge off, or if we get the artillery beam to fire instead. Either one is fine by me. These guys aren't going anywhere. There go the lasers, and it looks like it is the burst laser that got the kill, although the artillery beam did fire immediately afterwards. The ship breaks apart and we quickly salvage what we can, getting a fuel, a drone part, and 14 scrap. Lovely. The outpost also hails us, saying that those fools respected free service just because they defeated the Federation. They offer us 3 fuel and 11 scrap for the help. Thank you. We're going to put that money directly into the shields, because we want the most powerful shields money can buy. Also, we're probably going to turn off our artillery beam and maybe a level of engines to make sure we can power that shield if we need it. But for now, we're going to keep moving forward so we don't get caught up in the oncoming rebel storm. What do we have over here? There's a ship with pirate markings orbiting the nearby planet. We receive his hail saying that anything is possible for the right price. He's fairly heavily armed though, which makes me kind of leery of fighting him, but we're going to do it anyway because we're crazy. Fight that ship. Mercenaries are worse than rebels, and the only honorable course is to engage them in battle. I'm okay with that. We are going to charge up our 2nd layer of shields at all costs. We're going to start blasting away at their weapons to try and take out some of that heavy armament, but with 2 layers of shields we should be more or less safe from the majority of their attacks. They are going to do some damage though. We should be okay some of the time. And we took a shot in the engines, which is unfortunate, but we managed to take out 2 of their weapons, leaving only the Lido missile, which is of course the most dangerous of their weapons, online. It might get 2 more shots off, and if we get really unlucky, it could be very bad for us, but it looks like we got okay this time. Burst laser, please take that system offline the rest of the way, and then we can do whatever we like. The enemy ship appears to be firing us FTL, is trying to escape, so we're going to have to make sure we do some damage to them, while they are trying to surrender, offering us 4 fuel, a drone part, and 11 scrap. We can't accept that surrender though, we're trying to get more money than that. So what we're going to do is, we're going to send our NG over to the engines to power that back up, and we're going to burst laser them in the helm at the first opportunity. We should be able to fix the engines in time to get back to the helm when that Lido missile fires in a second, like so. There we go. There goes the missiles. Take out that system. There we go. They're not going anywhere now. Here comes a Lido right at us, hitting us in the medbay, setting the medbay on fire, which is not ideal. So we're going to try and vent out some oxygen from there. That should be nice and quick, hopefully. And we're going to hit them in the engines, I guess? Weapons? I don't even know what we're supposed to be aiming at. We're just going to try and hit them to try and do some damage and try and prevent them from doing any more damage to us. Fire those shots, please. Our engines are on fire now, but they have been destroyed. Fantastic. Alright, we've taken a lot of damage already so far. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material, including a missile, a drone part, and only 11 scraps. It looks like we got the short end of that stick. If we had just accepted their surrender, we would have gotten much more out of them. But, it happens sometimes. Hopefully these fires actually go out, rather than doing more burning damage to us. There we go. Excellent. Put out those fires, please. And there we go. Close those internal doors. Open the internal doors to spread some oxygen back in quickly, and we should be able to get down to business here. Fix up the engines, fix up the medbay, and jump back out into space. Excellent. It's too bad they have missiles, and the missiles run the hardest to block slot, but sometimes that kind of thing happens. That is one of the dangers of this kind of run. Without that ability to have faster refire, better shields, and more dodge, we are of course risking all kinds of problems later down the road, but hopefully we'll be able to make some progress here and keep moving. Alright. So, here we go. We are going to jump ahead again. We have a store up ahead, but that doesn't do us any good, so we're going to come over this way instead and see what we can do over there. Although we could go around this way, I suppose. Let's do that. I don't think we're going to go to the store, though, because we have nothing to sell them, and we have nothing we can buy with. Our scans reveal an ore refinery and several factories, all standing still and empty with no life signs detected. That's unfortunate, but we're going to keep moving and see if we can't find anything else up ahead. What do we have here? Once we arrive, our screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools and have tried to shut down our engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational when we move in to attack. Alright, that's not so good because it makes our dodge very bad, but hopefully we'll be able to turn off our shields for this because we're going to want power into the artillery beam, given that they only have a heavy laser that'll do damage to us anyway. If we can knock out that bomb before it fires, hopefully it's an ion bomb or something other than a small bomb, and we'll be able to hit them with our burst laser and knock that system offline. We might actually be able to be completely safe here. We'll have to wait and see now. No, it's a small bomb, and it hits in the oxygen, which is not ideal, but luckily for us, all their weapons are now offline, so we can go in there and fix the damage before they'll be able to hit us again. The next shot is going to go straight into their helm to make sure they don't try and run, and things are looking okay for us here. Things are looking okay. We'll send Remnant back to the helm. Their helm is destroyed, so we're going to smash them in the shields next to make sure that we can do some more damage in our next shot, and then we'll rely on a combination of burst lasers and artillery beams to kill our enemies. There we go, burst lasers, and their shields are now down a level. One more shot will hopefully knock them back out of the weapons room, and then we should be able to kill them with the artillery beam in no time at all. So burst laser out those weapons, their shields are back online, but that doesn't bother our artillery beam in the least. Their helm is back online, but they are also dead, so that's okay. With the pirate ship destroyed, our engines come back online and we salvage what we can from the debris, getting 4 fuel and 12 scrap. We're going to use that to buy more power bars and immediately put those power bars into the shields. Awesome. Now we're going to keep jumping, trying to make some more progress while we can, and see what we can do over on this edge of space. We detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost, so we of course immediately decide to go and defend them. We may be one and alone, but we can still help fight scouts. Detecting the higher threat, the automated ship moves in to engage us. They have a dual laser and a mini-beam, which is still somewhat dangerous to us at the moment because we only have 2 layers of shields, and if the timing is good on those, they'll be able to do some damage. But we're going to try and knock them out with the burst laser before they do too much to us, and hopefully at least one of those shots misses. No, it does not, and our weapons are now broken. Fantabulous. Get over there and fix those weapons. Thankfully for us now, their weapons should be out of sync, so they shouldn't be able to hit us again for a while. That'll give us some time to fix our weapons, but I'm still a little bit concerned here. I don't like having that one shot knocking out all of our offensive capabilities. There we go, head back down to the helm, burst lasers online, hit them in the weapons please, and hopefully we'll be able to hit them and knock out one of their weapons before they manage to shoot us again. Our artillery beam is charging up. It's only going to hit 2 rooms on this ship. For some reason, the auto assault gives it a heck of a hard time to hit its target, and we've missed both of our shots. Fantastic. That's the kind of aim that you really do not want to ever see in this game, but it happens sometimes. So, artillery beam's going to fire right across there and do absolutely nothing. Oh wow, it hit 5 damage. I've never seen it do that. It always hits and does 2. That's crazy. I think I've only ever seen it go straight underneath those rooms, doing a tiny bit of damage. I've never seen it hit all 5 of them. That's really good. Hopefully it keeps doing that. Burst laser them in the helm, now they can't dodge, and they will be dead. Fantastic. And what do we get? The ship breaks apart, and we salvage what we can, getting a fuel, a drone part, and 11 scrap. Ooh. The outpost hails us after the scout was destroyed, thanking us for the help and saying they've been harassed non-stop. They offer us a missile, a drone part, 15 scrap, and an anti-personnel drone. An anti-personnel drone could be great for this kind of thing. Same with repair drones. This may be one time where we really want them. However, we can't afford a drone bay yet, so we're going to probably hold on to him for a while and see if we can't make some progress later on. So, what are we going to do here with our money? We are going to take it and hope for the best. We can buy another power bar, which is exactly what we're going to do to let us power up our engines again, which is always good. We're going to try and work our way over to that quest beacon before we run out of space. We've also just jumped into an asteroid field, so that's probably going to be bad for us. Pirate ship lying in wait inside this asteroid field immediately moves in to attack us. We turn to fight them and hope for the best. So we're going to try and knock out their shields, their weapons. Their weapons, absolutely their weapons. Our shields should be able to tank the asteroid field out pretty well, but that burst laser is going to give us a heck of a hard time. So we want to try and knock that out as quickly as possible before we get really nastily pummeled. We got pretty lucky there. Now here comes the bursts. We knocked out both of their weapons, but they knocked out one layer of our shields. Not ideal at all, so we're going to send Remnant over there as soon as possible. Opportunity to hopefully turn the shields back on to full power. As it stands, we risk getting hit by asteroids and such once this first shot hits, and they hit us directly in the weapons, putting a hole in our weapons. Great job there, jerks. Our shields are back online, but our weapons have a hole in them, so we're going to have to get in there and try and fix those up pronto, otherwise we're in for a whole lot of trouble. So fix that up, fix up those weapon systems, hopefully we'll get them back up and running before anything bad happens. If they get their Burst Laser Mark II online before we get our weapons back online, we could be in a lot of trouble like they just did. Alright, well, get those systems back online, guys, and hope the artillery beam kills them, otherwise you're going to be in a lot of trouble in a second. So, there we go. Ooh, that's a really good offer. The ship repeatedly hails us, saying they want to surrender. They offer us 2 missiles, a drone part, 8 scrap, and a boarding drone. Well, I can't say no to that. I'll accept that offer, thank you very much. That looked out... We lucked out there. That worked out definitely in our favor. We're probably not going to use the boarding drone, but we can definitely sell that thing. And that's worth quite a bit of scrap, I believe. 35 to start with, which is nice, especially this early in the game. We are taking a lot of hits still, though, which is definitely not ideal, so we're going to want to power up our engines, I think, a little bit more to make us a little bit harder to kill. So, where are we going to jump to next? We're going to jump over here, then we'll work our way over to the quest beacon, and then over to the exit, I think. Try and cover some ground while we can. What do we have here? An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. Sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military goods, so we're going to attack the automated ship to get to that storage cache. As far as I can tell, they probably have bombs or some... yeah, probably bombs. So let's attack them and see what they've got. Alright, bombs it is. Basic laser and some variety of bomb. So we're going to go straight for the weapons to hopefully knock that small bomb, hopefully, offline. We'll have to wait and see what it is, but if it is a small bomb, it shouldn't be too much of a problem unless it hits us, say, in the weapons. We have a couple particularly weak points, like our shields and our weapons at the moment, and here comes the small bomb hitting us in the engines. That's bad, but not as bad as it could have been, because we can easily tank out their, this laser, what do you call it, Burst Laser Mark I, with our two layers of shields. So we're going to hit them in the helm next with our Burst Laser Mark II, that should prevent them from running away or dodging, and then we'll be able to hit them for the wounding, going for the kill. Hitting them in the weapons should prevent them from bringing their bombs back online, and then we'll probably be able to kill them with the artillery beam or with our next couple salvos. The next shot won't kill them, so the artillery beam will get the kill here for sure. It just matters if we can actually do a little bit of damage first, in case it happens to do the 2 damage line again. But I doubt it will. Hopefully it does the 5 damage. Don't get to see how much damage it did, but I was hoping for the best. We get 18 scrap from the broken ship, and we investigate the station. We find that it was either abandoned or stripped clean. It seems to have lain unused for some time, and we find nothing there useful. That's unfortunate. We have a couple choices here. We can put power into our weapons. Not power though, just a level, so that our burst laser doesn't go down so quickly. We can put power into our engines to give us that higher dodge, or we can put power into our artillery beam, or into our doors. Either of these are good choices, really, or our oxygen. I think we're going to go into engines, though. We want that higher dodge because we have been getting some nasty hits so far. I don't think we really deserve what we've been getting. So we're going to come over here to our quest beacon, and then we'll work our way over to the exit. We should be nicely done for this sector. What do we get here? Shortly after we arrive, the ship we were escorting jumps nearby. They thank us for our help and offer us a reward of 3 fuel, a missile, and 20 scrap. So that worked out in our favor. They didn't try and betray us after all. We'll jump over to the exit and see what we can get here. We're doing pretty good so far. We've arrived at the long-range beacon, and when the FTL drive is charged, we'll be able to jump ahead. But what we find here is that Rebel automated scout floating near this beacon. Despite being in pristine condition, it appears to be deactivated. It also appears to have an ion weapon, a mini-beam, and a dual laser, which is quite a heavy armament, but no shields, which makes it a lot easier to kill. So we're going to attempt to download the ship's data stores and see what we get. However, we accidentally reactivate the ship's AI. Its weapons and shields immediately go online, and we have to prepare to fight. That's okay though, as long as we don't get too unlucky, we should be able to tank these guys out no problem. The problem is, this weaponry does have quite the potential to do some damage here if they get lucky with his first shots. It looks like they did just get lucky with their first shots, and they just took out our weapons and our helm. That's terrible. Really, guys? Really? Please fix the helm, and please go fix the weapons in a second once they miss you. Excellent. Go fix the weapons. Otherwise, we are doomed here. There's literally nothing we can do about that. They're going to have a high potential of doing damage to us. They're going to hurt us with this next salvo of dual lasers. They hit us in the engines again, which is not good. We have literally nothing we can do about this until we get our weapons back online. There we go, weapons back online. Run over to that helm, get that thing functional, because you cannot dodge a single shot here. If they hit us in the weapons again, we are doomed. So get back on that helm to make sure we can actually get a tiny chance of dodging, and we're going to hit them in the weapons. Please do not miss your shots. because that will literally spell the end of us, if you do. And we hit an empty room there, but we knocked out all of their weapons, which is great. That means we're going to head over and try and fix our engines, and the artillery beam kills the auto scout. Thank you. Ship explodes, giving us a missile, a drone part, and 18 scrap. Yeesh. And we're going to repair our engines. This is not working out very well for us at all. We're getting badly beaten up here. We're already down to a third of our health, only at the exit of Sector 1. Hopefully things turn around a little bit for us, otherwise this is not going to end well. We are going to level up our weapon control by 1 point though, because that way if we take 1 damage in the weapons, we won't immediately lose our only active weapon. So that should keep things a little bit more in our favor. Anti-personnel drone and boarding drones, excellent. We're going to jump ahead to the next sector. We have 2 choices, Mantis and Rebel controlled. We do not want to go to the Mantis controlled sector because we don't want to get boarded in any way, shape, or form. So we're going to go see the Rebel controlled sector and see what we can have happen over there. Hopefully it'll work out pretty well for us. Excellent. Once the Federation forces were scattered, the rebels came down hard on the locals here. Between the tax collectors and military bases, the rebel presence in this sector is high. Yes, indeed it is. And we're going to come through here as a single person, the remnant on board the VSS Solitude, and hope for the best. However, I'll be back in 1 quick second. Alright, so let's get moving here. We have a long way to go here in the rebel-controlled sector. Let's jump over to this first beacon down here. We'll probably work our way around there to the store, and then around there to the exit. We should get a lot of money that way. Hopefully, anyway. Let's see what we can find if we start out this way. We find another unmanned ship patrolling this area. We prepare our ship for combat. Alright, however, it starts to power up its FTL drive, and if it gets away, we'll no doubt warn the fleet of our position. We can't have that. However, it also has a cloak, so it is now impossible to hit, which is going to give it an advantage in the getting away stage. We'll have to hit it in the helm as quickly as possible to prevent them from running, and hopefully, yes, we did. One of those shots missed, otherwise we would risk of taking at least 1 point of damage here. Now the weapons should be out of sync enough that they shouldn't be able to hurt us even if they do hit all of their upcoming shots. And they can no longer go anywhere anyway. Oh, they got a shot in the radar. Oh, I guess that proved me wrong. We're going to hit them in the weapons next, rather, to... Oh, no, they're going to dodge out. This doesn't really matter what we shoot next. We shoot the weapons anyway, just to harass them, because they're going to be doing an alpha strike as soon as they come out of here anyway. Or just about as soon as. Please recover those shields. Yes, we do. Excellent. Hit them in the weapons. Now they are no longer a threat, and 1 more shot should kill them. Well, they're probably going to cloak out again before they get the chance to do that. I'm going to run down to the radar and try and fix that system before... There we go, before we kill them. Or at least start fixing it. There we go. Down goes the auto scout. And the ship breaks apart. We feel relief in the knowledge that we'll hopefully still be 1 step ahead. We get 1 fuel, 1 missile, and 13 scrap, and I will take it. We'll fixing our radar. We just leveled up our repair skill, the 1 skill we actually have higher than piloting by a large margin. That's not exactly a good thing. We've already had to do a ton of repairs. In the helm, please. Thank you very much, Remnant. You may be the lone survivor, but that doesn't mean you can just goof off. Let's jump over here, then work our way back around to the store. And it's an ion storm. What do you know? We arrive in the middle of a plasma storm. Despite the harsh conditions, Rebel Scout appears to be waiting for us. So they have a single shot, so we only need 1 layer of shields. We do need to turn on our burst laser, and we do need to turn off our oxygen, so that works out quite well. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to open all the doors except for the one in the helm. They're probably going to come straight to us, but if they don't, they might suffocate first. So we're going to also try and put our remaining power into the artillery beam if we can last that long. And they did come straight to us, the jerks. Alright then. In that case, I'm going to vent out the entire ship and send Remnant over to the medbay since they can't hurt us at this stage anyway. And I will turn off our engines entirely too because, hey, we don't need those right now. As long as they don't hit us anywhere really bad, we should be okay here. We should be able to tank out the lack of oxygen in this room. We're going to burst laser them in the something. They got more weapons, so we have to be careful about doing anything that would involve that. But we are going to try and hit them somewhere that's going to hurt them. So let's hit them in the helm so they can't get away. We don't want them running. There we go. Hopefully that guy's going to suffocate before they destroy the helm, because that would not be a whole lot of fun. And no, he got it. Okay. He did run away, though, so that's okay. Now we can close all the internal doors. There we go. Put the medbay power... Oh, we can't put the medbay power. Put something power into the... Okay, we'll shoot 1 more shot with the burst laser, then we'll turn on our oxygen. So, burst laser them in the something. What can we hit that's not going to give us a lot of problems? Let's hit them straight in the weapons, I guess, because that's going to prevent them from putting more power into weapons. Now we turn off the burst laser, turn on the oxygen, which will hopefully come back on fairly quickly. And we've actually destroyed their weapons. That's convenient. Now we are going to need oxygen in all of our rooms so we can get back in that ship, fix our helm, and get moving. There we go. power out of the medbay into the engines, I think, so we have a tiny chance of dodging. In a second, we'll be able to put power back into our burst laser, hopefully, but we want to let our oxygen cut back a little bit first after having drained out our entire ship. Generally not wise. So I guess we turn off the engines, turn back on the burst laser, and hit them in the weapons again. If we keep hitting them there, they're not going to be able to do a darn thing about us, and they're not going to be able to use more than one weapon anyway. They do only have 2 basic lasers, so they're not even that dangerous when they do have all their weapons active, but it's still better to be safe than sorry. Also, that beam does a nice bit of damage there, knocking out their helm for us, as well as doing a bit of damage to the engines and the teleporter. Alright, nicely done there, artillery beam. We only have to fire 2 more times here with our burst laser to put them out of the running. Excellent. 1 more salvo. As long as they don't fix the helm first, we'll kill them. And we should be okay here, despite the fact that we have literally no engine power and only 1 shield and are not in very good shape. Come on, hit him. Gun the shields just for fun, and there we go. Down goes the rebel fighter in the ion storm. That worked out pretty well for us. Ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material, including 3 fuel, 2 missiles, and 25 scrap. No, I'll take it. Especially because we only took, like, what, 1 point of damage from the guy destroying our helm, which is definitely reasonable. Although we do need to power up our engines now if we actually want to get out of here. So we're going to jump over to this beacon and see what we can get there on our way over to the store. And it's an asteroid field. That's terrible. Okay, we arrive in an asteroid belt to discover that a rebel automated scout has been stationed here to be prepared for fight. Come on, Remnant. This is your moment of glory, isn't it? Let's show them who's boss. Let's burst laser them in the weapons pronto, because we do not want to get hit by any more Lido missiles than we have to, and then we're going to go for the shields and hopefully kill them off that way. Actually, they just got hit the shields with our asteroids. That works great for us. This is a busy asteroid storm. Please miss me with that missile. Yes, you did. Fantastic. Now we need to hit them with the burst laser pronto, and we only got the Lido missile, but that's better than nothing. So next shot is going to make sure we knock out their shields completely, and then we should be able to kill them off quite easily. Although their helm might be fairly high level, or rather their engines, so they might be really good at dodging things. But from the number of asteroids that have been hitting them, it doesn't look that way. So let's hit them again and see what happens. They no longer have any shields. They should go down quite easily. Let's hit them in the helm just to make sure they don't go anywhere. Not that I really suspect that we'll try to, but it's better safe than sorry. So, hit them with the burst laser in the helm. Actually, that asteroid just hit them in the helm for us. And now the next asteroid will kill them. Perfect. Very nice. Got out of that with no damage. Ooh, that's actually not very good for us. We can sell it in the store ahead. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material, including 2 missiles, a drone part, 21 scrap, and a repair arm. The problem with the repair arm is, of course, the fact that it takes up some of your scrap to repair all the time, regardless of whether you want to repair or not. But, who knows? We might keep it. I don't know. We arrive at a small space station that's putting out wideband broadcasts on black market channels. We doubt they would turn away any business, regardless of allegiances. It would be interesting to know how expensive the repair arm repairs actually are, because it takes 15% less scrap, so in the late game it's probably really expensive. In the early game it's probably quite cheap. What do these guys sell here? A drone control. Ooh, bombs. We don't really need the bombs at the moment. We do need the drone control. Excuse me, we definitely do need the drone control. So we will sell this repair arm, we'll sell this boarding drone. That should give us plenty of money to buy the drone control. And what is in the drone control is the question. There's a defense drone. Not bad. I was kind of hoping for a repair drone, but we'll take whatever we can get. We're going to buy a bunch of repairs here, so we're not literally on the brink of death at all times. And we could buy drone parts, but those are absurdly expensive, so we're just going to avoid doing that. We'll hopefully won't need to use too many drones. I think with our remaining 30 scrap, we will buy some extra power bars, or at least 1 extra power bar. So we're a little bit closer to actually being able to use these drones. Yes, indeed. I think that's probably the best course of action for us. It would be nice to upgrade the artillery beam soon, because that thing gets a lot more powerful once it has a faster cooldown. But for the time being, I think staying alive is a higher priority. Upgrading our doors would also be good, though, so we don't get any more boarders coming in soon. I think for now, though, we'll buy the power bars so we can actually use these drones if we need them. The anti-personnel drone will help us hold off single boarders. So let's jump over this way and see what we can find over here. Hopefully there's something good, and hopefully we'll be able to make some profit off of it. We arrive at a populated sector where a merchant seems to be mass broadcasting a request for a mercenary ship to aid him. We agree to respond. He says that our ship seems reasonably equipped and that a freighter carrying a shipment of his goods is a week late. The fools flew through a pirate-filled sector in their haste, and he fears for the cargo's safety. He's looking for a less incompetent captain to investigate, and we happily agree. He says that at least we're confident for what that's worth, and shows us their last known location. Unfortunately, I don't think we can go over there, because if we go over there, we have to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think you can make that jump or that jump. So we may not actually ever be doing that. Also, there's a store here, which is kind of unfortunate, because we just spent all our money, but we got something pretty good out of it, so I can't really complain. There's not much of interest nearby, and a small sun in the distance with a few orbiting planets in nearby space provides little of interest. Okay. Well, we're doing better now. We're a little bit more solid, I think. Let's see if we can actually turn that into something, though. Where are we going to go? We can jump down here and then jump our way back. How many jumps do we have until we get over there? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. So if we were to go, I don't even know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe? I don't know if that's going to work. We're going to lose some jumps here at the end, because there's not a whole lot in this part of space. But we might as well try and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. That should probably get the most out of our area. Or so I imagine. We can even just come down here and see what happens down there. Let's do it. What is down here in this part of space? Hopefully there's something good. We find a rebel automated scout floating near this beacon. Despite being in pristine condition, it appears to be deactivated, and while it has a Artemis missile and an ion burst, we're going to try and download the ship's data stores even if that does reactivate it. Unfortunately, it does, in fact, reactivate it. When we reactivate the ship's AI, and its weapons and shields immediately go online, and we have to fight. However, we're going to make use of our new defense drones to make that Artemis missile a lot less scary. There we go. Now they can't actually hurt us unless our drone misses, and if it does, well, I'm going to fire it. So we're going to burst missile the something. Let's hit them in the cloak so they don't get out of here so fast. We'll cloak them, and then we'll hit them in the weapon, the helm here, so they don't get away. Because us not having to worry about them disappearing would definitely be nice. So there we go. Cloak's destroyed, next shot's going into the helm, and then we should be more or less okay here to take them out. Although, ooh, you didn't even shoot at that one, drone. What was that all about? You just watched it go past. Ugh. Good thing it missed anyway, otherwise that would have been very irritating. At least he shot that one down, though. That's good. Alright, and next shot from the burst laser will guaranteed kill these guys because they have no way of dodging or hiding from us, and down they go. Please hit that last missile drone. No, you did not. You just watched it go again. Didn't even bother shooting. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material, including a fuel, drone part, and 15 scrap. Excellent, well that paid for our drone. If we could get ourselves a drone recovery arm, this would be excellent. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for us, but that's okay, I suppose. Let us jump ahead to this beacon and see what we can get over here. We can't quite make that jump, which is what I was hoping we'd be able to do, but alas, no such luck. So, advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small space station. Sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military goods, but we don't know if there's anything in there until we try. So let's attack that automated ship to get to that storage cache. Yeah, Lido missiles again. You know what? Defense drone again. Why not? We can spend it, as long as they don't do that long ship missing problem. We might just burst laser them in the weapons, but they're going to get at least one Lido missile off first, and I'd rather take as little damage as possible, if possible. Please shoot it down. Yes, you did. Fantabulous. Burst laser them in the weapons, and there we go. We missed... Good thing we kept the drone online then, because we missed the Lido missile, which is the only really dangerous thing on that ship. We're going to hit them in the helm to make sure we don't miss again, and then we're going to hit them in the weapons again to make sure they go all the way offline. They have fairly high dodge, though, because they only have 3 systems. These, less... Oh, come on! Come on! There's no way that just happened. The drone missed the shot, it hits it in the drone bay, meaning it's going to miss the next shot, too. Thanks for nothing there, game. Alright, hit them in the weapons and destroy them. That was stupid defense drones. This is why I hate you. We got 16 scrap from the broken ship, and when we investigate the station, we find... Ooh, that's actually kind of what I wanted. The station was apparently designed to outfit rebel ships with drone systems. We find a functioning schematic, 15 scrap, and a system repair drone. Excellent. We're swapping out our anti-personnel drone for the system repair drone, because that's what I wanted, and we're going to turn it on. So it can actually do the repairs for us, and we can stay in our helm. Although I should go heal Remnant, because he's been injured for the last little while, and I haven't actually been fixing him up. There we go. Back up to full. Because these system repair drones mean we don't actually have to leave our helm every time we take damage. The defense drones, I'm not sure if it's better to have a defense drone or an anti-personnel drone. I have a feeling the defense drone is probably the better tactical choice. Although, definitely the system repair drone, because if they do something like take out one of our systems, we want to be able to get there, fix it, without actually having to go there and fix it. And the fact that this guy will stay on board our ship and won't have to use any other drone part until he gets killed is extra nice. So, hopefully that works out in our favor. I'm going to put power back into the engines. We have 51 scrap, so what should we spend that on? We could buy another power bar. I mean, we could put power straight into the defense drone without having to take it out of anything else. But what we're going to do is we're going to put our power into the doors and into the artillery beam and put that spare power bar into our artillery beam. If we need it for something else, we can always take it out of the engines or out of the artillery beam, but I want to have it in something unless we do need the defense drone. There's a distress beacon over there. How many jumps do we have left? We can't make that jump for sure. It's way too big. We're probably going to have to go 1, 2, 3, but that's a really lame ending. We'd have like 2 jumps left to do. But I think that's what we're going to have to do, because it doesn't look like there's much else we can do. So we're going to go over this way, jump to there, and then jump to the exit. Hopefully, we get some good stuff here, because we are missing a good number of jumps in this sector. And it's an asteroid field again. Phantasmic. We arrive in the asteroid belt to discover that a rebel automated scout has been stationed there, and we have to fight them again in the asteroid field. They have a beam drone, too. Are you serious? Okay, this is not good for us. We need to... We could try and defense drone out the asteroids, which might make them a little bit harder to have them destroy us. But I think... And they have 2 shields, too. This is going to be bad. Hopefully they miss one of those shots, otherwise we're in a lot of trouble. Nope, they hit us with all of them. Fantastic. System repair drone, you have to be online right now. Put out those fires. Actually, you don't have to be online, really. I need to turn out these fires with the airlocks. If he goes and puts out this fire, we should be okay. We're going to burst laser them in the weapons and hopefully hit something. If we can knock out one of those shots, we should be okay. Yes, now we're a lot safer. A lot safer. The beam drone might still get a shot out on us, but the odds are a little bit lower. And how did you manage that? How did you manage that, you stinking drone? Okay. I think we may actually have to use the defense drone here because they're getting way too lucky with the timings on those things. Way too lucky. Stop it! This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The asteroids are hitting us at the perfect time to make sure they constantly hit us with a beam drone. Constantly. Alright, that's not cool. I'm not okay with that. We're going to burst laser them in the weapons again, hopefully knock that offline completely. There we go. And our artillery beam did a whole heck of damage to them, which is great. We took a ton of damage in this fight, which is not cool. The timing of the asteroids was definitely the problem for us. I should have turned on the defense drone there, but I didn't realize it was going to be that crazy lucky for them. This is terrible. Ship explodes, giving us 3 fuel, 2 missiles, and 20 scrap, and that's really bad luck. Alright, whatever. We'll let this guy repair his drone system again, and then we'll move on. But yeah, there was no way I could have known that it was going to time perfectly with the beam drones. They'd be able to hit us like 2 or 3 extra times for free. Stinking asteroid field. Alright. Repair up that drone system there, and good stuff. Now you can go offline, put power back into engines. Ugh, that was terrible. Over the distress beacon, see if we can do anything over here. Is there anything good for us to do? Hopefully there is. Oh, perfect. We find the source of the distress call, a small research station, which appears to have had a laboratory fire out of control, and which is now threatening to destroy the station. Their fire suppression system is not responding, so we agree to send a repair drone into the fire. We send a repair drone in and it methodically puts out the fires. Once it has made some progress, the rest of our crew helps to secure the station. When we contact the survivors, they offer us their sincere gratitude. Their station would have surely been destroyed without our assistance, and they offer us 27 scrap and an anti-ship drone Mark II. Not a bad thing, absolutely, but we're probably going to sell that one because we want to keep our defense and system repair drones online. Without the ability to actually repair our systems, we probably don't want to give that up. And defense drones are definitely valuable later on, especially because the ship doesn't have a cloak on it. So I think we're going to have to sell that guy, but it's definitely a nice little money boost that we got there. So let's jump ahead to the final beacon of this area, a little bit early, but whatever. Nothing we can do about that with the layout of stars we've got here. And what do we have here? We've arrived at the long-range beacon, and what do we find? Ooh, debris from the battle is scattered around the system. A few pieces bounced against our ship, and we passively scanned them, discovering there's a functioning weapon amongst them, 12 scrap and an ion bomb. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. The ion bomb is a deadly weapon. A deadly weapon. 4 ion damage, bomb weapon pierces through shields, all that good stuff. That's crazy powerful. Only takes 1 energy. This is one of the best weapons in the game, in my opinion, just because of the fact that it lets you knock out a system by 4 levels, pretty much unblockably. It has a chance of missing still, but still, it's crazy powerful. It only costs 1 energy and a bomb to use. So good. So we're definitely going to be getting an extra power bar to use that thing. Yes, indeed. And what else do we want to buy another level of? Probably our engines. Make us a little bit harder to kill. Engines it is, and we'll put the energy in the engines unless we want it for the ion bomb, which we probably will, but until then we'll have to wait and see. Alright, well, that looks pretty good to me. We did miss this quest beacon, but sometimes you just gotta miss things. There's no way we would have been able to get there and all the way back around here. So we're gonna jump out of here into the next sector. Our choices are Mantis sector or Civilian sector. A lot of green on this map, so we're not gonna be doing a whole lot of fighting. We could go over here because that gives us the opportunity of avoiding this nebula, which is probably the best option. I don't like going through nebula sectors for no reason. So I think we're going to come up to the Mantis-controlled sector and then work our way up across the north line so we can get around here so we don't have to go through the nebula. But you never know, we might change our mind and go through the nebula when we get there. Here we go to the Mantis-controlled sector, which may be incredibly stupid if they have a lot of boarding parties, but hey, it could be fun too. Here we go, Mantis-controlled sector. What do we got? We've entered a poorly charted area of space known to be home to the Mantis. We have to ensure our hull plating is up to scratch and that we have enough fuel in the tank to make it through, but I think we should be able to manage. Remnant is doing quite well here, and hopefully it all works out for the best. Alright, well, we're going to have to end this episode here for now, folks, so thanks for watching. This has been Vanguard of Valor doing the Sole Survivor Challenge in FTL. If you liked the episode, don't forget to like the episode, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.